This woman is on the floor acting up after she was denied boarding due to her luggage being overweight. And this is in Milan, in Italy. And this happened in Malaysia. Malaysian Chinese locals asked a couple from China to line up. When they refused, the argument and altercation ensued. Many Chinese tourists do not take manners abroad because they weren't taught any, or the fact that they thought what they did in China was correct, and what they can do outside of China is the same that they had done in China. And this is what I summarize as communist culture. It's the idea that after your own traditions and ethics and principles have been eliminated by the very party, the CCP, during the Cultural Revolution, the new so-called adapted or reinvented traditions are simply these thuggish-like behaviors that you thought were normal in China and also rest of the world. Well, because the lack of information available to you, many of them believe that's how they can behave outside as well. That are supposed to be common sense, like wait for your turn, lining up, or be respectful in public places, they don't seem to actually come up in the thoughts of these Chinese tourists. Speaking of Malaysia, it happened not once, not twice, at least 3 times. This one happened on May 2nd in Penang, Malaysia. This Chinese tourist got into a conflict with a durian stall owner. She refused to pay the stall owner after tasting the fruit. She claimed that the durian tasted bad. Yet she finished all of it, then she played victim by saying that she was being bullied. Eventually, the stall owner gave up and let them go.
我不舒服，所以我要是这样给钱给你，我就觉得我是傻，知道吗？我已经给你50了，你还要我要？就这么奇怪。
你现在不让给他算，不让给他。
多少给我们点诚意？你是商家，我们是顾客，我们吃的不好吃，多少钱？
不要说不好吃，不好吃是你说，没有人说。
不要指我，
没有人说不好吃。
你这样很没有礼貌，不要指我。
你就有礼貌。
我也挺有礼貌的，我给你还价呀。对呀，给你还价嘛，就是。
你们态度让人很难接受啊。态度是因为我。
Like I mentioned, for older generations, the mannerism aspect was lost because they were so young during the Cultural Revolution and they were never taught this stuff, or that it was condemned to talk about the behaviors because it was considered the old stuff rather than the new communist stuff. And for the younger generation, many of them, again, influenced by that older generation, but also in China, in that environment, being respectful, waiting for your turn, or not being first is simply going to get you, I guess you would say, filtered out of a path of success. And that's why there's no time for these so-called manners. And since everybody is for themselves, who cares if things like that happen domestically? But of course, when you carry this overseas, it really just damages the reputation of an entire population, which is interesting because Chinese immigrants are often, especially second and third generation, are often seen as model minorities. And the fact that compare and contrast to those of Chinese mainland tourists, this is where that cultural shift happened. And this incident took place on the 6th of May last year. With the actions of these individuals, they were recorded on video. It's gone viral. Basically, these Chinese tourists cut in line at a very popular shop in Pavilion Bukit Jalil. And this queue was to enter a Pop Mart store to get these coveted figurines. Well, that's apparently not enough for them. In these videos, mainland tourists are defecating in public. For example, in this video in Japan, is a form of protest because their toilet was unavailable or out of order. And so, well, she just did it in the store. And in this one, in Shibuya. I just mentioned that this really works domestically because a lot of people do it. This video, a woman is atop of Taishan Mountain. She's blocking the famous 5 Mountain One Holds Supreme, which is a famous carving, stone carving here. And she won't let others take pictures because she hasn't had her turn. So she's going to stand there and just ruin everyone else's days. Now, this doesn't really get you punished in China because a lot of people do it. But if you take this behavior overseas, and this is where people are not going to be respecting you for what you tried to do, you thought was normal. And you see all these videos of people wilding in China, it makes you really wonder, maybe they need something to help them out, like a natural supplement. Let me talk to you about one supplement that has been beneficial for me, the Gen-X American Ginseng Extract. So here I have the two versions. One is a dropper and the other one is a paste form, and both of these work the exact same, but this one I personally recommend for traveling and on the go. And for me, it's been about 2 years, actually more than 2 years now since using this product. One of the biggest benefits I've seen is the fact that it has helped me get better sleep and wake up feeling more recovered than before. And the other issue I often get is the fact that if I'm editing or writing or doing something that requires brain activities, I often get brain fogs. And this has really helped with that as well, because you could be sitting there for 45 minutes just doom scrolling on your phone without actually getting anything productive done. And that's because you lack the creativity, or there is this fog around your brain that you really can't think, because ginseng supplements have been known to actually boost your brain functions as well. The third one that's been really great is the fact that it makes you feel like you don't need a second cup of coffee in the afternoon, as you get this consistent boost of energy throughout your day, and it doesn't come with a crash like how coffee would after a while. And also you don't get desensitized to caffeine. The reason is ginseng and the actual chemical compound in the ginsenoside has been known to provide a lot of different health benefits, such as relieve you from tiredness, boost your mental alertness, as well as improve immunity and your natural defense. So this is great for all ages, kids, young, old, adults, seniors. Any age group benefits from this. And this is also regulated by the Canadian equivalent of the FDA. So I really swear by this product, and I highly recommend it for you as well. So check out the link in the description, because I know you're ready to stop functioning at 20% for the rest of your career. And I'm sure your boss, your family, and even yourself will be thanking you for taking this product. So check out the link in the description or comment. Get your Gen-X American Ginseng Extract today. Another reason for this is that the CCP tells them that China's strong now. You guys are proud Chinese tourists. You can go do whatever you think you want to do, and there's no repercussion, right? Part of this is the international bullying. Especially you see this apparent when they go around Asia. When the yuan is much other currencies in comparison are much cheaper. Here's a Chinese influencer in Nepal tearing down a Republic of China, so Taiwan flag, inside a guest house without permission, and posted the act on Douyin. The influencer stated in a comment, says, "I tore it down and was chased and questioned by the guest house owner's daughter, and then I ripped it into pieces." Yeah, you're such a strong guy for ripping a flag. That totally showed that you're a much more powerful nation, for sure. This one back in February of this year was in Busan, Korea. So while visiting the Sky Capsule train attraction in Busan, she overheard a Taiwanese tourist nearby say, "There are flags from other countries at the train station, so why isn't there a Republic of China flag?" And after hearing this, of course, she had to go and confront the Taiwanese tourist and ask them,
台湾不属于中国是吗
Yes. Yes.
你再说一遍，中国台湾不是中国的。我早点给你烧了。对，不客气，走。不要录影。对啊，录完等一下怕你怎么看见。
Traditional Chinese teaching says you have to be humble, you have to be respectful wherever you go. And yet modern teaching in CCP China means, be the least respectful you can be and be the least humble you can be. Like I mentioned, a lot of this, when this goes back domestically, it also appears in various areas. Like I mentioned, it's not a big thing in China to have these basic mannerisms because it doesn't benefit you to gain those material aspects. This woman in Shanghai back in April finished her meal. Instead of leaving things for the workers to clean up, she goes an extra step to ruin the condiments, stuffing them into the container for the hot sauce. What about public transit? Well, banana peels, just on the ground and kick it behind the seat. Having your feet up on the train, well, Sure, it's not unique to China, but it does happen a lot in China. And personal space or reserved space you bought with money, yeah, that doesn't really exist.
Yeah. 叫法呀。
This man here took another person's seat, and it feels like it's his right to argue and to defend himself when he's clearly in the wrong. And other things like free samples, you see this woman here, she's chewing it up, the sunflower seeds, throws the shells right back into the pile. Sidewalk bumps for blind people becomes free to grab assets for some.
这个不能搬，这个是人家盲人走的路。你搬了这个要犯法的，晓得不？真的不能搬。
This one is just evil. She's throwing glass shards at the road, hoping that cars will roll by and their tires will get punctured. And my favorite video, this woman in the UK. She's a Chinese woman.
Good morning, my neighbors! Sunshine in London! Sunshine in the UK! Sumimasen!
Then she says "sumimasen," which is Japanese for sorry, to pin the blame on the Japanese when she sounds just like a chicken in the morning. Some of this stems from the lack of recognizing this is wrong. Others simply think that, well, there's no reason for it to exist in the first place. And that becomes so normal that they simply don't recognize it anymore. And unfortunately for the rest of the world, they still do recognize these things. All right, thanks so much for watching this episode of Chinese Tourist Mannerism. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And also check out the links for American ginseng extract from Gen X in the link in the description and comment below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.